Story 1. Alan Rickman. I fell for him when I was in middle school after watching Sense and Sensibility. I still remember everything about that evening. I was at my best friend's house. One of her family friends took us to get snacks, and we got dragon fruit. We had the best movie night. I will always have a special place for him in my list of celebrity crushes. May he rest in peace. Story 2. I made it all the way to the bottom looking for this name, but apparently, I am all alone. Bob Hoskins, you were my first ever celebrity crush. For those that don't know the name, he played Eddie Valiant, the main non-toon character in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Bark, bark, bark. Story 3. Greg Davies, the Taskmaster. I've seen some of his stuff from when he was younger and clean-shaven, and I didn't find him at all attractive, but he grew into one hell of a silver fox. Personality is a huge part of it, though. His sassy swagger is doing a lot of work in the hotness department. Story 4. I've always had the weirdest crush on Joan Cusack. She's not unattractive, but I'm sure she's not regarded as hot in too many circles. But a handful of her characters in 90s movies were very effective on me. Story 5. Nick Offerman. He is not conventionally a 10, but he is in touch with his emotions and he is an actual carpenter. He can be empathetic to my feelings and also build me a house. Total panty dropper. Story 6. I feel like Willem Dafoe deserves a mention here. He's got one of those faces that's incredibly distinctive, not your conventional Hollywood leading man look, but the guy's got a magnetic screen presence and an intensity that just works. Plus, his roles in films like The Lighthouse really showcase how he can transform that unique appearance into something spellbinding. He's like a fine wine, just gets more intriguing with age. Story 7. Bill Hader. I think he's not conventionally unattractive considering he's tall and has a pretty rocking jawline, but he's not your average pretty boy either. I love his brand of humor, impeccable impressions, fully embodied characters, and absurdist, and that he's really kind of a thoughtful, introspective person who absolutely loves stupid stuff. Also, all of the episodes of Barry that he directed are incredible, so funny, even from a visual storytelling perspective, and very unique in creative choices. Edit. Well, this was my first comment to reach 1,000 and I got an award. The people have spoken. Bill Hader is incredibly sexy and you can take that to the bank. Thank you. Story 8. There's a girl at one of my jobs. She's got nothing going for her in the looks department, but she's so darn funny and fun to talk to that she low-key has my heart throbbing. I could easily spend my entire shift talking to her. I normally struggle with small talk and wouldn't get bored. Story 9. I've kind of always had a thing for Tommy Lee Jones. Less so now that he is approaching 80, but in the 90s in The Fugitive, I had a big crush on him and I was about 14. Story 10. Amy Sedaris. She almost always plays unattractive characters. Her forte is weirdos and dweebs, but when she's off screen or just looking like herself, she's really adorable and conventionally attractive. Story 11. Harvey Keitel. Years ago, I watched The Piano. At the beginning of the movie, I thought he was sort of dumpy. Later in the movie, I was wildly turned on by him. Story 12. Tilda Swinton. She is so androgynous and unique looking that she hits me directly in my uncanny valley. But holy crap, she also hits me in that hot spot. Danny Trejo. I never thought someone with a face that rough could be so astoundingly sexy. Honorable mentions to Jeffrey Rush, Steve Buscemi, and Christopher Walken. Story 13. I think that Mads Mikkelsen is rather attractive, but my wife disagrees, so I am putting him here. Edit. We are lesbians. Please don't hate on her. Neither of us finds very many men attractive, but I do think Mads is attractive, especially for his age. Story 14. Alfred Molina. I do not think he is unattractive by any means, but going by Hollywood Chris Hemsworth standards, I guess he is unconventional. I was 12 or 13 when I saw Spider-Man 2 where he played Dr. Octopus, and he was my first crush as a kid. He is incredibly charismatic, and seeing this guy run around shirtless in a trench coat and smoking cigars rewired my brain. When I saw him return for No Way Home, my childhood crush reactivated. I just think he is very cute. Edit. I am absolutely thrilled to discover we all have a crush on Dr. Octopus. Story 15. Why do I think Fiona Shaw is weirdly attractive? Really? Seeing her in True Detective Season 4, I'm like, boy, is it a bit hot in this frozen Arctic wasteland? Story 16. I haven't seen her yet, but wasn't Sigourney Weaver told multiple times that she wasn't pretty enough? She's smoking hot in everything I've seen her in, especially Galaxy Quest. She's 74, but I'm betting she could still beat me up, and I'm super into that. Story 17. Kate Micucci, known for her work in Garfunkel and Oates, is not your conventional beauty queen, but many find her absolutely adorable and sexy. Story 18. Have you ever noticed how Adrian Brody has a certain je sais quoi about him? The guy's sporting a nose that could carve through a Shakespearean tragedy. But damn if he doesn't have a suave allure. He's got this brooding artist vibe that wholly defies the cookie-cutter pretty boy trope. And let's not forget his performance in The Pianist. Sheer emotional depth. His unconventional appeal is a testament to how charisma and talent cast a much longer shadow than just aesthetic perfection. Story 19. Donald Sutherland. There's an interview clip where he discusses his mother telling him he's not handsome, and he seems so heartbroken by that. I remember watching it and thinking his mother was a moron because that man aged like fine wine. Story 20. Steve Buscemi. The Steve Buscemi from back in the days, and by back in the days, his Mr. Pink days. I always thought he just looked so cool. Story 21. Kristen Schaal. She's not a model or anything, but her sense of humor and that smile get me every time. I could easily listen to her crack jokes all day long. Story 22. Just tonight, I saw a photo of Jim Varney, who was from the Ernest movie series in the 1980s and 1990s, and I said, damn, out loud. I loved those movies as a kid, and now I have confusing feelings in my down there. Story 23. Apparently, a lot of people think Lady Gaga is unattractive, but I have always thought she was gorgeous. An oddball for sure, but still hot. Secondly, Kathy Bates is getting better with age. She was a bit rough in Misery, but she looks damn good, especially for her age, in American Horror Story. Story 24. Joaquin Phoenix. I do not know if you would say he is conventionally unattractive. He has conventionally beautiful features, but a lot of my friends say they do not see it. I see a uniquely beautiful, stunning man right there.